I will be the first to tell you, this is going to be the year that you reach your dream body. And it's honestly way simpler than you think to get there. This was me in Japan. I was eating anything and everything as one does in Japan. It's the best food in the world. And while I didn't gain much weight, I came back motivated to look and feel my best. So I set a mission to get abs by Christmas, and I did achieve it. I went from this to this. So if you get the cheat code on how to do this, your entire fitness journey will be simplified, and it won't take you 4 years to learn the basics like it did for me. There are two main approaches to improving body composition. Approach number 1 is a gradual, sustainable method. This is ideal for beginners or for those who are new to tracking their meals. It's slower, but it offers more flexibility and allows you to enjoy more food while building long-term sustainable habits. Approach number 2 is a more focused method. This is for experienced individuals who feel confident about their nutrition and training. It's a lot faster, but it requires more precision, and it's important to approach this with care to avoid overdoing it. Personally, I chose the more focused method because I wanted to see how efficiently I could reach my goal. But remember, if you have a lot of progress to make, or if you've struggled with food in the past, start with the gradual method first. So here are some major things to keep in mind when approaching this. Number 1, work with a coach if possible. A coach can help guide you and hold you accountable and make sure that you're progressing in a healthy way. I also want you to think about your history with food and whether you've had problems with food in the past, because if that is the case, I would highly recommend just getting into a normal training routine before you even touch the food aspect. Normal training routine and high protein. Number 2, macros are incredibly important. I'll show you how I track my macros and what macro split I use, but yours might be a little bit different from that depending on your training and depending on your nutritional needs. Number 3, you want to be listening to your body. If you notice changes in your energy, sleep, or mood, take a step back and readjust. Your goal this year is to be consistent. So pick an approach that you can be consistent with, because you will see results. It's not a matter of whether you will see results or not. You just have to find an approach that works for you and works for your lifestyle. Number 4, muscle loss versus fat loss. A lot of the muscle loss that you think you see is actually fat loss. Yeah, sorry, that confused me for a sec. For example, I lost a lot of glutes. That is primarily because I had more fat in my glutes. I did not have a lot of muscle in my glutes because it's hard to grow actual glute muscle. So when people are like, oh, you lost so much muscle in this area, no, you probably didn't, but you do have to make sure that you're eating a lot of protein to balance out. You don't want to be eating low protein because then the loss will be muscle. Okay, so how do we find out how much we're supposed to be eating? I'm going to have you go to this website, tdeecalculator.com. I find that this is the most reliable one, but all of these websites basically do the same thing. You're gonna put in your information, it's gonna spit out your predicted maintenance calories, and I do find that this is actually pretty accurate. It's just basic math, no guesswork, which is what I love about this process. For women, I recommend avoiding extreme deficits. Instead, focus on a solid training routine to build strength and increase your metabolism.
Oh good, my necklace was backwards the whole time.
So now you have the number of calories you're aiming for. You can track this in any calorie tracking app. MyFitnessPal is the one that I prefer because it allows you to tweak the ratios of macros for free. Training. I did not change my training at all. The only thing I changed was adding in abs because I wanted abs. So keep your training the same. If you need to, you can decrease volume a bit, but for the most part, your training should be the exact same. Cardio. I personally, as do many, not enjoy cardio. I did an average of 10 minutes of cardio a day. That's all I needed. I also ended up doing like an average of 8 to 10 steps per day. Yeah, 8 to 10,000 steps per day just because I was working and moving around. Choose a step goal that you think you can hit daily. Finally, let's talk about food. Cheat meals are my thing because I prefer to stay consistent. Instead of doing a so-called cheat meal, every night I have like some sort of lower calorie ice cream option. It helps me a lot to stay on track because I like look forward to this like little treat every single night. And for me, it tastes the same. It's not going to be quite as good, but wouldn't you rather have something that's kind of good than like not good at all? I don't know. I also like to intersperse higher carb, more food days with my general program because if you're experiencing a plateau, eating a bit more can push you through this plateau and give you the reset needed to continue. I'm going to walk you through my meal plan and I'm going to show you one option for the more aggressive cut and one option for the more lenient cut. For both the focused method and the sustainable method, breakfast is basically the same besides adding an egg on the more sustainable side. For lunch, we're having a bowl with turkey
turkey, salad, and the more lenient side has sweet potatoes and tomatoes and a higher calorie sauce. Then for dinner, we're gonna have ground beef, and one side has sweet potato because it's more voluminous, and the other side has white rice. Please don't eat this raw, I just didn't cook it, and also please add some vegetables.
And finally, I'm gonna touch on mindset. At the end of the day, if you find a method you enjoy and you see progress with, you will stick with it. This is how I like to think about it, and I find it to be very helpful. Every day you have the option to see progress, or you have the option to stay the same. Which one are you gonna take? Personally, I would much prefer to see progress every single day than to stay the same. So I'm gonna be going to the gym, and that's like a personal mindset shift. I personally really enjoy weight training because it's not physically taxing in a way as cardio is, so that's why I'm able to stay consistent with weight training. If you want to see the results that you're looking for, I do believe that weight training is critical, at least like 3 to 4 days per week. Beyond that, find a method of exercise that you enjoy and that fits into your lifestyle routine. You do not have to dedicate hours on end. You just have to find something that's sustainable for you and can be a long-term habit shift. Every day, you have the option to improve yourself. Every single day. Take the option, and it will become habit so fast. It'll become habit so fast, and then you won't understand how you lived without this part of your life. And there is no magic trick. You're not gonna go from point A to point B overnight. It's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some discomfort. I'm not gonna say you have to be very uncomfortable, but it's gonna take some discomfort, and it's gonna take a commitment, because if you are truly committed to improving yourself, you won't mind a little bit of discomfort. You won't mind a little bit of hard work. If you're gonna get a payoff in the end, why would you care about the hard work? We want to put in the work. We want the payoff. If you are also on your fitness journey, if you're just starting out, let me know in the comments, because I would love to support you and I'd love to help you out on your journey. And if we're all gathered together and doing this together, the progress is going to be so much more exciting. So let's do this. You got it. And let me know any questions you have. Thank you so much for watching. I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe if you want to see more like this.